All right, y'all, it's Thanksgiving. I thought of what could I share with y'all that's a tradition in our home. I grew up eating soul food, collard greens, mac and cheese, honey cornbread. Those are all staples in the household. According to my family, Thanksgiving ain't Thanksgiving without those items. So to give you a healthier version of greens, which by the way, the torch got passed to me. So what that means is the greens gotta be bomb if somebody's, recruiting you to be the greens maker. Understand that. So what I mean by that is these are bomb. You're gonna love them. So I'm gonna show you my little secret, my technique that I do that makes sure they're tender, juicy, delicious, but also healthy. So I like to do a smoked turkey leg. It's lower on the fat content, still has that smoky flavor that you want for that greens juice, okay? That's gonna flavor the greens. What I do is I break this down because as it's cooking and it gives you that broth for the greens, it also gives you chunks of meat that you can enjoy while you're eating the greens. I'm gonna show you right now how I clean my greens and then I prepare them so they can go into the pan. So I get a bowl. You want to make sure you wash these because a lot of times there's dirt in them because of course where they come from, the ground, right? And you want to pick out your greens. You want to look for, of course, green leaves. You don't want any yellow leaves. You also want leaves that don't have holes in them. Holes are meaning they got attacked by the bugs, but you just want a nice, beautiful leaf as such. Cool. All right, so we go ahead and we wash these. I just individually make sure there's nothing on them. Sometimes there's bugs. All right, so y'all see this vine, right? I call these the veins. I want to minimize those veins, but I also don't want to cut myself short. I want as much leaf as possible because again, we're balling on a budget. We don't want to waste anything. This is going to give you that toughness when you're eating it, but what I do is I take my time, I get in there close to that vein, just as such. Those guys I don't want. And I go ahead and keep that leaf. And just go ahead and thread it through. Get in there. They got some pretty strong veins. The ones that come with you don't trip, but see those pretty tough ones, they'll kick it and they'll fall behind. Meaning they won't go with the leaf. So you just take your time with it. You don't have to be all anal about it, but just get most of them. So I'm gonna go ahead, peel that through, just gentle, get my finger, slide it through. The old school style is they take the greens and then they just cut the main stem out of the leaf and then they roll it up and cut it. But I figure you take a little bit of this time to kind of just be more meticulous in getting out that vein. It really makes a difference in the texture of the greens, and those greens are like butter, baby. Delicious. When we eat, texture is a big thing, All right, y'all, so I let the water boil with the smoked turkey leg. You don't see it's rapidly boiling, but it will rapidly boil. I'm gonna go ahead and it's not gonna hurt it. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started, but make sure it's boiling before you put it in, okay? And I go ahead and it may seem like it's gonna fill up the pot, but just like cabbage, it'll break down, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. You want to make sure you immerse it in the water. Okay. Get it up in there. You want every bit of those greens. Don't You know, leave any out. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll push that down. Put that in that water. That smoked turkey leg flavor is gonna infuse in through the greens, every leaf, every nook and cranny. It's gonna be delicious. Okay. So as that's doing its thing, I mean, shoot, if you're trying to just bust a quick shot, don't worry about it. Just get it in there. It's not gonna hurt it. Okay. Just make sure you get all those leaves inside that water, because what will happen is if any of the leaves get left out, it'll start turning yellow and you don't want that. Okay. So that's already hooked up. That's in there. Then I'm gonna add is you want sugar. If sugar isn't an issue for you, monk fruit sweetener is a good substitute. You just don't want to put a lot of it. This is for people who are just trying to cut down on the calories and things like that. Cane sugar, which is real, 100%. You don't want any of that synthetic, science created mess. You want just real food. The body can process real food. But again, it's all unique and individual on that. All right, so I go ahead and this is about what I do for this size pot. Go ahead and put that in there. You don't need a lot of sugar. It's just to kind of break some of the bitterness of the greens. Then what you want to do is add some vinegar. Now you can do white vinegar. It's what I grew up with. But a good substitute is apple cider vinegar. It's not as, got that vinegary strength. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just, it ain't got the bite like the regular white vinegar. It's a little softer vinegar, I guess is a good way to put it. So I like that. Again, you don't need too much of that. You'll taste it. And as you taste it later down the road, when the greens start breaking up, is when you can always add a little bit more. Remember that when you're cooking. You could always add more. You can't take away. So it's easy just to be a little more cautious in the beginning instead of getting all crazy with it and you're not even sure really what you're doing, And that's what makes the food come out really good, is if you take your time with it. Now I have the vinegar, the sugar, sweetener, and then a little bit of a kick and a spice. It doesn't make the greens really hot unless you make them hot, but this just gives a little kick. I use this instead of red pepper flake. It's just, chili paste, delicious. And what I do is, this just kind of gives it a little deeper depth of that red pepper flake. Also, what's really good is go to your local taco shop. You know a good Mexican taco shop that's got some bomb hot sauce? Get that. Put that in there. I promise you. It's like, again, it's not gonna be crazy hot because the heat's gonna spread through in the pot. But that's about me right there. Just it's what's up. Makes the difference, I'm telling you. Cool. Now I'm just gonna let it kick it, boil, break down those greens. I want them to get soft and tender. You'll check it. Once it starts breaking down, you can see the change in the greens leaf. And then I want you to taste it. See if you need a little bit of more of one thing or the other. The other thing that's in there that I didn't show you is garlic, fresh garlic. Okay, this thing right here is a pressure cooker. It helps it to cook faster, really just keeps everything tight in there, gets that water boiling, breaks down those greens a lot faster. So if you got one, pull it out. If not, you got a little bit of money to spend, go ahead and get you a pressure cooker. If not, no worries, just plan ahead. You do want the greens to take its journey on breaking down and getting tender and just delicious for you, because you want it like butter. You don't want it tough. You don't want it like that. Anyway, that's it right there. I'll show you the finished product here in a little bit, but don't forget to subscribe. Make sure that you guys are, leaving comments. Tell me what's going on just so that I can help and give more information where just helps me to be better at what I'm doing and what I'm sharing with y'all. All right, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the family. Think of the things that you're thankful for. We're doing a week-long give thanks, hashtag give thanks. Suppose something. Every day, think of, and throughout your day, what you're thankful for. And let that be a motivator in your perspective of how you see life and how you treat others. Anyways, all right, y'all. Mwah. See y'all to the next one.